Morning, one and all. Myself is Mr. Durga Prasad, Associate Professor of ECE Department in our college. So earlier we had a discussion about image enhancement in spatial domain. So regarding different types of gray levels or the basic gray level types. So in this, we need to discuss about histograms. So what about histogram and what about histogram processing, histogram specification and histogram matching? What all these regarding histogram? So what we know. So in this histogram, first of all, histogram of a digital image with a gray levels in the range of 0 to L minus 1 is a discrete function always. So because, how can I say this as the discrete function means h of rk is equal to nk. So small h indicates here histogram process of rk or suffix k, where r is the input pixel, so having the gray level k. So that means with the kth gray level, so rk is the input pixels. And next, n suffix k. So that means having the k, having the gray level k, how many pixels are there? So that means kth gray level, number of kth gray level pixels. Simply we can say it as small n suffix k. So here is kth gray level pixel. How many pixels in kth gray level? So h of rk is equal to nk. This can be treated as some discrete function. Now, histograms are the basis of numerous spatial domain processing techniques. Histogram manipulation can be used effectively by using the image enhancement. So in this shown, so in addition to providing the useful enhancement techniques and image statistics, we can see the chapters that can be information inherent in histograms is also wide to the image processing applications. We can see different types of vast applications by using the histogram processing because this is a software tool. So by using different types of gray levels. So by using this one, we can segment the image. So by using the segmentation, compression techniques, for all these also we can use histogram processing because this is the discrete function. So by using different types of gray levels, 0 to L minus 1. So which is the discrete function like this. So we can say like this, small rk is the kth gray level and nk is the number of pixels in the image having the gray level rk. So these are the two crucial terms in this. Now, to normalize that histogram process, the probability of rk. So here is rk is the number of pixels in the image. So that means probability of that rk is equal to nk by mn. So here m is number of pixels in a row, where n is number of pixels in a column. Or in place of this mn, we can indicate small n simply. So where n is the total number of pixels in a grand image. So here is the m into n can be treated as total number of pixels in a grand image. But whereas nk is kth gray level pixels. Here is input pixel with the kth gray level. Now, four basic images in this histogram types. So one is a dark image, second one is low contrast image, third one is bright image, fourth one is high contrast image. So these two are dark image and bright image, and these two are low contrast and high contrast image. The difference among these four can be, one is dark image. Dark image means all the histograms are at left side of the image. So in this dark image, but whereas in the bright image, so all are towards output. Towards output means that is nearer to L minus 1. So forgot to tell one thing, that is at this point we are having gray level 0. At this point we are having gray level L minus 1. So that means the maximum gray level or the total number of gray levels L minus 1 is here. So 0 to L minus 1 means in any bright image, the barcodes are towards maximum value. But any dark image, the barcodes are towards lesser value or towards 0 because of dark image, which can be treated as black pixels. black pixels towards 0 and bright pixels towards 1. But whereas in the low contrast image, so in between these two, medium to the image, so that means all the barcodes are present at the middle of the image, we can treat that as low contrast image. But whereas in the high contrast image, so all the barcodes are spreading over the image. So from low level to high level. So we can see here. So low level to high level are from initial values to maximum value or closer to 0 and closer to 1. But here the barcodes are very short barcodes in this high contrast image. So the major classification of histogram processing is these four types of images. Next, histogram transformation. So earlier we had a discussion about gray level transformation. For every transformation technique, it may be spatial domain or it may be frequency domain, it may be discrete cosine transformation or discrete Fourier transformation or fast Fourier transformation. Whatever the transformation, we need some input function and output function. So from input function to output function, we need a transformation function. So these three can be treated as S is equal to P of R, where R is input, S is output, then input to output, here we use transformation function. So in this, the total number of gray levels are 0 to L minus 1. The input varies in between 0 to L minus 1. So R is equal to 0 and R is equal to L minus 1. Or it may be in between these two. Now, T of R is a monotonically increasing function. So here it is a crucial word in any digital image processing or digital signal processing. There is one word, monotonic. So monotonically increasing or monotonically decreasing means, monotonic means we don't want to skip even a single function in its background. So without skipping a single function or single step in its flowchart or in its algorithm, it will continuously step-by-step process. It may be increasing or it may be decreasing. What we call as monotonically increasing or monotonically decreasing function. Here is the transforming function is T of R is monotonically increasing function. So earlier we see that 0 is less than or equal to T of R is less than or equal to L minus 1. So obviously, if R is in between 0 to L minus 1 means input is in between 0 to L minus 1 means output is in between 0 to L minus 1. So obviously. So this is continuously increasing function. This is the dark level and this is the bright level. From dark level to bright level. There is some constant gray level here. So I am showing some constant gray level. Suppose at R is equal to 1, R is equal to 2, R is equal to 3, R is equal to 4, up to some 10 points or 20 points, if the output is same, so then that is the constant gray level for all the input samples. This is one kind of contrast gray level or one kind of transformation level. Suppose there is no constant gray level here for any output for the number of input pixels. So it will be showing like this. So there is no contrast, there is no constant gray level. Next, histogram equalization. Histogram equalization means, so in this, consider a movement that continuous functions and let the variable R represent gray levels of the image to be enhanced. So here R means to be enhanced. So the processor a level of S for every pixel having the value of R in its original image. For the reasons that will become obviously shortly, we assume that the transformation function satisfies the following condition. What is the condition here? S is equal to P of R. So that is equal to the total number of gray levels, L minus 1 into, and starts from initial value to its higher value. It may be L minus 1 or it may be some other total input pixels that is up to R. The probability function of P of R of omega d omega, where omega is the dummy function of any input function. So in place of, we can say this as P suffix R of small r dr, but we can't say this as 0 to R PR of R. So while we are taking the limits from 0 to R, we can't take PR of R. So because R is varying means we can't take R here. So in place of R, we will take some dummy function. After that, we can substitute this R value. Then this becomes the total transformation function with its maximum value. So called equalization. Equalization means, so before the process we can get the dummy variable. After the process we can replace the original value. The equalizing of these two values can be treated as this. It's histogram equalization. Now it can be shown that as Ps of s is equal to 1 by L minus 1 because s is output function here. So R is input function here. So it may be PR of R here, PS of S here, 1 by L minus 1 after the conclusion. So here, up to L minus 1, if R is L minus 1, 0 to L minus 1, this is for R gray level. Here we are taking output is equal to 1 by L minus 1. So this is for 1 by L minus 1 is the output threshold level. So we can draw the histogram like this. Now, suppose for the different values, so R naught is equal to 0. So not means here k is equal to 0, k is equal to 1, k is equal to 2, k is equal to 3. In place of R suffix k, kth gray level. So gray level k is equal to 0, gray level k is equal to 1, and so on up to 7. So that means k is taken from 0 to 7. So it will be 8-bit classification. So because of the 8-bit R0 to R7. So taking that input pixel value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to 7. So that means 0 to 7. That much of gray levels. So NK, so that means total number of gray levels with 0th gray level is 790. So that means 790 pixels in that image having the gray level 0. 1023 pixels in that image having the gray level 1. So 850 pixels in that image having the gray level 2. So subsequently like this. Now its probability function. So PR of RK. So RK means kth gray level pixels. So that should be NK by Mn. So NK by Mn means if the resolution, total resolution should be either 256 or 128, whatever the thing. We know the value of 790. 790 by that M into N. M is total number of rows and N is total number of columns. So whenever we divide with the total number of pixels with respect to the total number of image pixels or the image elements Mn to N, we can get it's a probability function. The total probability should be always 1. We can get 1. Then we can plot the functions here. So here is RK. So already we are having RK values 0 to 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on up to 7. So on x-axis. Then we can say the probability functions. So what are the probability functions here? Which starts from 0.19, next 0.25, and so on up to 0.02. So here the maximum value among all the values is 0.25. So now this is the maximum value 0.25. So at R is equal to 0. So this one R is equal to 0. The value is 0.19. So R is equal to 0. This is 0.19. Next value at 1, that is 0.25. So this is 0.25. Second sample. In the third sample, at R is equal to 2. So called R2 is equal to 2. What is the value here? R2 is equal to, this is 0.21. So this is 0.21 third sample. So likewise, we can plot the diagram in between the input samples and its probability samples. So like this, we can plot other diagrams also in between RK and SK. Now, RK and SK means just for this, which is the distal form. Next one, this one, SK and PF of SK. Next, histogram equalization. So already discussed about this one, histogram equalization. So that means this one, PS of S is equal to 1 by L minus 1. So 1 by L minus 1 means it should be, if it is having 2, this is 1 by 2. If If it is having 2, this is 1 by 2. This is 4, this is 1 by 4. So likewise, we can get the contrast levels, different contrast levels. Examples for this is dark image, bright image, again low contrast image, high contrast image. Like this, we can equalize the image with low contrast to high contrast. So this is also one of the examples, histogram matching. In this histogram matching also. So T of R. So R is the input pixel, S is the output pixel, and T of R is the transformed image of any input image can be treated as escape. This is a total smoothing function. This is also total smoothing function. This is having some other function. So in this way, we can classify number of input images. Next one is arithmetic and logical operations. First one is arithmetic operations. First one is image averaging, image subtraction. So in this image subtraction and image addition. So before going to discuss about the arithmetic operations, what about the subtraction and what about the addition? So in this addition and subtraction, we are having two images again. So in these two images, so addition of two images should be image addition, and difference of two images should be subtraction of images. Now we can say this as two operations. So this one and this one, the addition of these two can be implemented as like this. So this is for just for the listening sake. Next one is basics of spatial filtering. So in this basics of spatial filtering, earlier we had a discussion about 3x3 masks. So before going to discuss about mask, what about mask? Mask means in any grand image, this is the total image or the grand image. This can be treated as mask, so-called subimage, or some window of the total image. So that's why this is also called as window or kernel of the image. Kernel, mask, neighborhood, window, subimage, filter, whatever the thing, we can call it as mask. So that means always the masks or the neighborhoods should be in odd sizes. Odd sizes means it may be 1 by 1 or it may be 3 by 3, 5 by 5, 7 by 7, because we need to maintain some reference pixel. So then only we can classify the neighboring pixels towards horizontal wise and towards vertical wise. So we had a discussion in first unit for that is neighboring of the pixels and adjacency of the pixels. That is 4 adjacency, 8 adjacency, and mixed adjacency. So in this also, basics of spatial filtering means based upon only its masks. So in these masks, see here, so W of 0, 0, sorry. See here the reference pixel is f of x comma y. So for this reference pixel towards right hand side, so this is the horizontal adjacent pixel and this is the vertical adjacent pixel. This should be x comma y plus 1. This should be x comma y minus 1. That means along x axis x will not vary. Y should increment, y should decrement. So y will be y plus 1 and y minus 1. And towards vertical side, so y will not change. X minus 1, x, x plus 1. So that means before x, this is x minus 1. After x, this is x plus 1. But y remains constant here. But diagonal wise, so diagonal wise here is, this is x minus 1, y plus 1. This is x plus 1, y minus 1. In the same way, for any 3 by 3 neighborhood, we can classify that pixels representation. So this is function wise, but at the same time, This is weighted pixel. Weighted pixel means this is f of x comma y. X comma y means x plus 0 comma y plus 0. In the same way, this is w of 0 comma 0. W indicates weighted pixel. Or we can say that as some constant c. We can represent that as either w or c, 0 comma 0. Here is x comma y plus 1. X comma y plus 1 means x plus 0, y plus 1. So that means 0 increment, 1 increment for x and y, 0, 1. So here is 0 and 1. Here is 0 and minus 1. Based upon this one, we can get the classification of weighted pixel also. Now, we can say that as G is equal to W into F, or G of x comma y is equal to output image is equal to weighted image W of x comma y into input image F of x comma y. So that is, transformation should be indicated by that W of x comma y. It can be transformation function or constant function or weighted function. Next one is smoothing of filters in spatial domain. That should be spatial filters for any smoothing process. Smoothing means just averaging of the filters. Already earlier I said that mask or the neighborhood are also called as filters. So in these filters, we can also filtering process by using low pass filters and high pass filters. For smoothing process, so low contrast level, high contrast levels to low contrast levels. So just remember only one thing. Smoothing process means high contrast levels to low contrast levels. So because of high to low, so which allows only low pass pixels, which allows only low pass filtering techniques. So called here is averaging filters means low pass filters or any smoothing filters. That is just averaging of all the pixels. See here, for example, pixel value is 1 here. For 3 by 3 pixels, there exists 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, like this. Sum of all the pixels is 9. The averaging of the pixels is 1 by 9 into this one. Sum of all the pixels divided by with this. So here, sum of all the pixels is 16. So obviously 1 by 16 into this one, which should be averaging of the filters, so-called smoothing of the filters. So in this order statistic filters, we are having median filter, removing salt, pepper, noise. So this is the purpose is salt, pepper, noise removal. Next, maximum filter, minimum filter. So now, smoothing process means like this, for high contrast to low contrast bitwise. So when the size, when it is 3, 5, 9, 15, 25, and so on. So like this, continuously smoothing up to the end. So this is one of the examples. Now, we had a discussion about spatial domain here. Next one is sharpening of the filters. So in this sharpening of the filters, so we need to follow only 3 steps for the first order differentiation and second order differentiation. And at the same time, smoothing of the filter means high contrast level to low contrast level. But whereas sharpening of the filter means low contrast level to high contrast level. So here, high pass filters are used in sharpening and low pass filters are used in smoothing. And at the same time, for any sharpening process, we will use differentiation techniques. For any smoothing process, we will use integration techniques. So here is for any first order differentiation, we use dou f by dou x. So that means that neighboring pixel minus the reference pixel. This is first order differentiation, so called one difference, neighboring pixel minus reference pixel. So here, this is the reference pixel for first order. Suppose f of x. This is f of x plus 1. This is f of x minus 1. Likewise. So this is two-dimensional picture actually. If it is one-dimensional pixel, f of x plus 1, f of x minus 1. So in this, we can say that as f of x plus 1 minus reference pixel, f of x. Next, the second order differentiation should be dou square f by dou x square. So that means dou f by dou x into dou f by dou x. So that means dou f by dou x into dou f by dou x means dou square f by dou x square. So left hand side f of x minus 1 minus f of x. 1 minute. Okay. So f of x plus 1 minus f of x plus f of x minus 1 minus f of x. So finally, we can write it as f of x plus 1 plus f of x minus 1 minus 2 f of x comma minus 2 f of x. In this, we can say any real-time examples, or we can try any real-time examples having some sharp edges and the ramps and step functions having constant gray levels, ramp gray levels, step gray levels. So for any first order differentiation, the first point is the intensity value must be 0 for any flat segments or for constant gray levels. Remember only 3 points regarding the sharpening of the filters for first order differentiation and second order differentiation also. So here for the first order differentiation, I am saying first point is intensity must be 0 or the value must be 0. The derivative must be 0 for any constant gray levels or flat segments. Second one is must be non-zero at the onset or at the ramp or at the step. Third one must be non-zero along ramps. Similarly, the definitions of the second order derivatives also, first point is same, must be 0 for the flat areas. Second one must be non-zero at the end of the onset or gray levels. Third one must be 0 along the ramps. This one I can say, see here, this is the onset point. So from this point, the ramp will start. This is the ramp, and this is the onset point. So from this point, the ramp will start, and this is the onset point. From this point, the step function will start. So that means, so for any first order derivative, so here 4 to 1. So 4 to 1 means, so this is 5 to 5. This is constant gray level, 0. So here 5 to 4. So along the ramp. So along the ramp means, so 5 to 4 means the decrement minus 1. 4 to 3, decrement minus 1. It should be non-zero always. But here is constant gray level. Constant gray level means 0. So that means here the gray level is 0. Here the gray level is 0. 0 to 0. 0 to 0. So that means constant gray level intensity is 0 here. Now suddenly increasing from 0 to 6 here. So intensity values, I write this here 6. Now 0 to 6 means the increment is 6. 6. This is the non-zero. So likewise, this is the first order differentiation and the second order differentiation. So from this, for non-zero, minus 1. Along the ramp, always that should be 0. This is the only difference for first order differentiation and second order differentiation. For first order differentiation, which is non-zero even along the ramp, but along the ramp for the second order differentiation, that should be 0. Or we can say that as this is minus 1, this is minus 1. The next point minus the previous point, minus 1, minus of minus 1, this should be 0. Minus 1, minus of minus 1, this should be 0. But here is minus 1, the previous is 0. Because 5 to 5 means here is 0. Actually, there is no 0 here. This is 0. Minus 1, minus 0. That should be minus 1. In this way also we can get. This is about the sharpening filters. So in this Laplacian means second order derivation. Gradient means first order differentiation. So in this minus 4 is the Laplacian mask. So minus 4 means the remaining are 1, 1, 1, 1. So that means horizontal neighboring pixels and vertical neighboring pixel should be 1 because sum of all the pixels should be 0 in any mask. So this should be Laplacian mask, minus 4. Otherwise, if it is minus 8 means for all neighboring pixels are 1. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 like this. So that means this is f of x. This is f of x plus 1. This is f of x minus 1. This is f of y plus 1. This is f of y minus 1. This is f of x minus 1, y minus 1, x minus 1, y plus 1, like this. We can say the reference, the neighboring pixel minus 1, the neighboring pixel minus 1, the neighboring pixel minus 1, like this. So already we had a discussion on this one. So this is the neighboring pixel minus f of x. So that's why in the same way we can say that as minus, if it is reference value is minus 8, remaining all are plus 1s. If it is plus 8, remaining all are minus 1s. If it is plus 4, so the horizontal and neighboring pixels are minus 1s. That should be 0 always. The sum of all the intensities should be 0. So in the numericals or in the mathematical expressions, we can say that as dou square f by dou x square is equal to f of x plus 1 comma y, f of x minus 1 comma y, minus 2f of x comma y. So this one. So that means minus 2 into reference pixel, this one. So in the same way, dou square f by dou x square is equal to, in the same manner we can say, here is x plus 1y, here is x comma y plus 1, either x increment or y increment. So this should be horizontal neighboring pixel, this should be vertical neighboring pixel. So these two are two neighboring pixels along vertical, these two are two neighboring pixels along horizontal. So two horizontal neighbors minus 2 into reference, two vertical neighbors minus 2 into reference. In the same way, del square f is equal to sum of these two. So this plus this. So minus 2 minus 2. This becomes minus 4. So this is only one of the examples for this. In the same way, we can write remaining mathematical expressions for these three masks. Right? So image enhancement examples in image views like this. So earlier we had a discussion about Laplacian, that is second order differentiation. Here is first order differentiation. First order differentiation means only dou f by dou x, but not dou square f by dou x square or dou square f by dou y square. G suffix x means here del f. Del f means difference of two input functions. Difference of two input function having difference operator means that should be transformation. So this difference acts as transformation that becomes output function along x or along y. This is the output function G, input function f. After that, capital G means dou f by dou x. This should be output function. So del f, it can be also written as magnitude of del f, that is root of gx square plus gy square. Here we are having gx means dou f by dou x, that is root of dou f by dou x whole square plus dou f by dou y whole square. These are the Roberts cross gradients. Roberts cross gradients means in any cross gradient, if it is minus 1, opposite cross will be 1. If it is minus 1, this should be 1. So overall intensity should be 0. Minus 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. Sum of all the pixels are 0. Here is also 0. Here is also 0. In the same way, we can frame any examples. So already I discussed this one. So these are also other examples. Thank you.